Okay, we are live. Yep. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to a slightly different episode of my series. I'm Gyoza Planet, today's host, and this is a game. This is not totally accurate Battlegrounds, the game I normally make videos about. This is a different game called Project Remix. It's a build your own loadout hero shooter game on Roblox. Quite fun most of the time, and what I'm going to be doing here today is I'm going to be analyzing and breaking down a tournament match between the team Hungry Hippos, which I believe is will be in red here, and then Nat 20, which is on blue. That might be wrong, but
because
yeah.
Anyway,
so first game mode we have here is a game mode called Subspace Takeover. Basically, how it works is it's you fight over this moving payload here. The person, as you saw just a moment ago,
is ever gonna finish.
This is never ending,
Hold on.
dude. Did no one ever schedule
Da,
it?
da, da.
Game is never happening.
Okay, as you can see, there's this giant shield at the start. Whoever the team that does the most damage to the shield takes over the control point, and then from there you have to push it along the path. And if you can force the enemy team off of it, you capture it back again. You get a shield again, and it's back and forth. It's like kind of like a tug of war. It's pretty cool. So, on that note, let's see how this goes. Yeah. And what I'll be doing is I'll just be breaking down how the team plays, how individual members play, like good moments, not so great moments, etc., etc.
I don't. Oh shit.
So first off,
Sure, we're starting.
Oh wait, the
Okay,
teams?
solid.
they were having some issues with the teams, so the players weren't on the right teams, which is not good. You want players on the right teams, otherwise it messes a bit of a match. And this is the one issue with Twitch VODs, is that they are unreliable. One moment. Alrighty, yeah, we are back. Minor technical difficulties on mine. Anyways, let's get the game started. So this is the actual game, don't worry.
We're spawning in. What? No, they get
Alrighty.
6 minutes. What are you doing?
So we have red team here, down on the bottom. We have blue team up here. Red team is running Banhammer, Staff of Life, Super Ball, Burst Rifle, and then some fifth weapon, I don't remember. And blue team, so their tank is running Banhammer, their tank is running Minigun, Guitar, and then Slingshot, and a couple of other weapons, I believe. Casting Staff.
445.
And so far from what we're seeing, it's a pretty good trade. Minigun is taking some pretty big hits, but they did manage to get some anti-heal off. The Casting Staff, this guy in the middle right here, is really hurt, though. He manages to get away, though.
Oh wait, you can
I
just
guess that time,
make the
yeah.
time.
I could just do the throw
Ooh,
shot.
yeah. No, blue is struggling.
I'll wait for what is
I see, yeah. No, they're running, the tank is running Stormveil Barrier Shield. For those of you who don't know, Stormveil has you swing your hammer, eating all projectiles and dealing a lot of damage to enemy. It's nearby. It consumes your yellow bar, which is action points, so like your stamina. And then the Barrier Shield is a giant shield that blocks all damage. And it eats up the blue bar. So he has basically completely impenetrable defense if he manages his resources as well.
Oh my god, we're gonna see.
Blue does manage to get a kill on a low health enemy, but as you can see there, red is just chewing through the teams.
What do
Red is playing pretty grouped up so far from what I'm seeing, which is good on them, especially with the hammer. Hammer doesn't really have much range, so you really do need to play close. Minigun is playing a very close here, is what I'm noticing, is like most of Blue's team is not melee weapons. This is not a melee weapon. This is not a melee weapon. This is not a melee weapon. And this guy especially isn't a melee weapon. Which means that they should not be playing here. If they are going to play this close to the enemy, they should either be playing around these boxes here, which gives them a bit of cover and a bit of distance, or ideally they should be playing on these rooftops. These rooftops become very important later on, and you will see why, but this is not a good spot for a blue team, mainly just because it doesn't work well with the items they have. However, for red team, this is fantastic since they have a lot of natural cover. It's very close quarters, perfect for the hammer. the personal force field, staff of life, all of that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
can
we're gonna see
just-
some really good picks.
They can just escape or use their teammates as cover.
What do you call it? Ooh, never mind.
Alrighty, yeah, as you can see there, red is just holding down this area. The hammer is so incredibly oppressive that blue is forced back.
Immediately push back.
Blue's losing members. Blue did, they managed to get a pick, but no, the minigun goes down.
Goes
Guitar is
fucking
still up.
out.
Casting staff playing very close range. Oh no, that's the guitar. Never mind.
Sorry for the conversation. I might join the game so I could see.
Wait, okay. If any commentators ever see this,
Very strong lead from
like,
H.H., but-
yeah, just if you're gonna check the player count menu, please be quick about it.
Hey, that's so-
Anyways,
They can't do anything after.
yeah, no, blue just has been completely pushed back here. They're gonna have to regroup, and this gives red a huge advantage. Now, the weird quirk about this mode is that once you hit a checkpoint, in this case 25%, the cart doesn't go forward anymore. So that basically means that they have to just hold this point, and they will do this. And this is the best play by red out of this entire set of games, is controlling this series of houses right here, and then also kind of this like semi-house here. The main reason for this is that this map has a lot of high ground. Well, quote high ground. It's these little houses here and everything. And the reason that this is such impactful is that it basically gives red complete control over this area. And even better, it gives them complete control and also lets them choose the tempo of the fight. As you can see here, the banhammer, like the hammer can't actually hit enemies down below, but it doesn't matter. The hammer isn't here for damage. The hammer is here to tank. And because the hammer's tanking, that means that the burst rifle here and the super ball, I believe this guy is. Yeah, the burst rifle and the slingshot, that's what it is, are able to just completely wreak havoc on blue team, mainly just because they have the space. They can just stand there and they're not contested, because if they try and contest, the tank just runs over, or the tank runs at the person as the snipers here return fire, so they just get bursted down. It's such a strong position. As you can see here, this is actually what red ends up doing, is that blue team here is forced, blue team, which was originally in this area, is forced to funnel down into here because they can't go up. They don't have the damage to do that. They can't go around. It takes too long, and their weapons aren't suited to it. Taking this hill here would work if they had, like, if they also had burst rifle, if they were running Tommy gun or something like that, but they aren't. So their last option is to come this area, which is really good for red because they control this rooftop, free shots, and it makes them harder to hit. They control this rooftop, fantastic, prevents any flanks from this direction, from this direction, from this direction. Also, it gives anybody who's on the front line here a backing up spot, or, hold on. It gives anybody who is on this like frontline team here an opportunity to back up. If they take too much damage, everything, they can retreat here and they can have their healthier allies push back the enemies if they try and close in for the kills, because the people here tend to be the high damage dealers. Now, they do give up their position temporarily here. You can see the hammer trying to go in. Minigun managing to hold out for now, but blue does manage to take some position, but as you can see here,
Whatever they do,
red is managed to actually...
top city for some,
we see this happen. Actually, this is exactly what I was talking about in like the whole you can escape thing. We see this thing shop up here. He's doing a good job harassing the blue team and everything. And one of the blue members pops Fairbell. It's an ultimate that gives you free flight and everything. As you can see here, he backs up here, and because his entire team has this area here, he knows that he can just kind of dash away onto the control point, and that he's going to be fine. And that's exactly what he does. And you can see right here, almost back to full health in an instant. Meanwhile, the entirety of blue team just gets absolutely shredded because they have no control.
I think it's gonna happen, like, midday.
And yeah, the casting staff does not escape. Not quite.
like, doing both at the same time.
Blue's forced to regroup. Red takes over this control point here. Even if like the hammer isn't really doing much here, he can tank for his allies. But yeah, you have the burst rifle and the slingshot up here.
Post the event, so like,
And you can see blue team isn't pushing forward because if they do, they're just going to take so much damage.
Private server you guys in, so I could join, so I could
I'm in
just
mine.
commentate.
And we have Super Ball dashing in, going for a pick. Can't quite pull it off. And even here, actually, the great thing about this position is because of the way it's shaped and because it's just so strong, even when blue tries to counteract it, they just can't do anything. So as you can see here, blue team tries to take control. They do actually manage to take control of this little rooftop right here and everything. Red retaliates by taking control of this rooftop right here. And as you're going to see, even though blue has full control of this area, they have like all of their weapons going out and everything, red isn't phased at all. You can see at all. And in fact, blue ends up on the worst end of it, and their team has to kind of fall, like they kind of have to split up and everything, because red can just stand on this top section here for 0 cost whatsoever, and it gives them so much power in the fight.
Still has good, like,
Yep, casting staff dies, guitar doing some work, but the rest of blue team just falls over. Burst rifle is just shredding. Burst rifle is, as you can imagine, it shoots a 3-round burst, and it has this little combat drone that flies with it. It's incredibly deadly in tournament setting, mainly because A, there's less players for you to deal with, so you don't have to worry about being swarmed, and B, the damage output is so high, and if you can coordinate with someone else who can expose an enemy by like forcing them out of cover or something, you can just absolutely melt pretty much anybody's health bar. And if you have a reliable tank to work with, you can basically bail out of any situation if you have enough mobility. Now, obviously, it's not a perfect weapon, but it's still so incredibly strong. So, red has moved forward a bit here. Instead of this rooftop, they're taking over this rooftop here, but still, they have control of this area and this rooftop here. And as you can see here, blue team is kind of suffering. They're incredibly hurt, and they keep dodging around here, but they can't stand still. They can't stay in one area, and they just keep taking hits as they try to approach, which give it like there's a lot of healing output in this game and everything, but still. Guitar goes down to Super Ball. Ooh, we have Scarlet Aeonia popped. Okay, this would have been fantastic, except for the fact that this doesn't really do much because, yet again, the other team doesn't really care about the cart. They don't care, like, the cart isn't helping them. What's helping them is this entire area here and the rooftops. If this guy, DD Perf, have dropped the Scarlet Aeonia right here on, like, one of these little ledges here and everything, it basically forces red off of, one, it forces them onto low ground, and B, it forces them to split up. Some of them are going to go here, some of them are going to go here. Admittedly, it doesn't really do much because this guy popped Hyper Laser, and so pretty much the entirety of the enemy team is already dead. So the entirety of blue is dead, and then DD Perf dies, just gets chunked down by the burst rifle. Good plan, not well executed though. Wait, sorry. Anyways, as you can see here, same principle as always. They're holding the high ground, and because of the corner and how good of a position it is, they can just drop down, go for picks, back up, and oh, they're popping Crimson Katana. Ooh, reverse Crimson. Okay. Okay, already blue team manages to get a bit of leverage. They had to pop an ultimate, but yeah. Okay, so red team is a bit disorganized now, and it seems like they're going to try and group up a bit.
That's when he's getting some really good control on the point. Honestly, all they need to do right now is kind of cut off any flanks.
Alrighty. As you can see here, red is actually struggling a bit more here because they don't have that control that they had beforehand. But they do manage to take over this top rooftop here, and you're going to see that this just... It's the same principle as before. Minigun is doing... Well, from what I can see from this angle, Minigun is doing a decent job at forcing them off. And it is, but while the Minigun is distracted with the flankers, the tank has moved up. The secondary player there has moved up. Alright, it was the support. The burst rifle just sitting on the rooftop, firing away for free. There's nobody stopping them. And the flankers managed to buy enough time to kill off the background supports of blue. And, yep, red takes the thing back. 15% versus 25%. Blue is going to have to make a very good comeback here.
They did lose a bit of ground.
Stormvale's going to be able to just add so much pressure onto the team.
Yeah.
We're going to see...
Stormvale is just so incredibly deadly, especially against minigun. It's unbelievable. And yeah, red, same thing as before. Red just sticks together, plays around that hammer, and just shreds them. And they take the rooftops and they can just absolutely decimate any team.
You just, M2 it.
Or this team in
whenever they're
specific.
Getting a lot of pressure and you just can't
Yep.
do shit about it.
And as you can see here, this is exactly what I was talking about earlier about the being able to jump down part is
kills minigun if they know what they're doing, because I mean you just M2
they crowd around here.
whenever they're getting a lot of
They're pressuring a bit. They see that there's an enemy low, and then they choose when they want to drop down and when they want to push the enemy team. They drop down. They manage to get hurt. Doesn't manage to work, but they have pushed blue back, so they manages to buy some time. And yeah, they force blue. They managed to bait blue forwards. And yeah, no, that team is just falling apart.
Eating their team right now.
I think both teams are like playing together pretty well. It's just that Nat
Yeah.
20 can't keep up.
Yeah, I feel like Nat 20 doesn't really have like an in.
And yeah, same thing. They're controlling these rooftops, and blue just can't get a hold. And because of it might be the weapons that blue is running. It might also just be that like a not sticking together thing, but like they just keep isolating members of blue one by one. And
I think Hungry Hippos might hold this down the entire.
Yeah, I think they might be able to.
Well,
They do
no,
a
we
full hold on
we
it?
still got a full minute. Anything could happen.
And I don't think shield spawns
Sure.
because the percentages are close, right? I don't remember what the percentage.
No, I don't think. I think they still get it because they're.
Oh man, no one's on point
No
right
one's
now.
on
They could
point. They
totally
could
go
t-
for a
yeah.
sneaky.
Oh.
But never mind.
Oh,
They're
no,
trying
gonna
to.
go back.
Ooh,
Crimson
hold on.
Katana
Ah,
almost gets point, but Max is there to just stop it.
like they almost managed to
Lockout.
recapture the point,
Can
but
they
yeah,
do it?
no.
I think they can. They
Minigun
just
is
need,
almost.
like,
Yep, minigun's
the
dead.
border remix. But Hungry Hippos is locked.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's
they
just
need
so
touch. They need
oppressive.
touch bad. I think maybe a sneak, like anything to get on point.
Oh, Scarlet.
Ooh.
Another Scarlet. Let's see how this one works.
Oh, and it's not gonna hit.
Ah, bad positioning.
Yeah, no.
It doesn't hit them. Had it been a bit more in the center, it might have worked, but yeah. Alright, I'm gonna fast forward to the next game. Alrighty. Okay, so this is a 2-game like recording. I think normally it's 3. But yeah. So this is this last one, which was payload based. This is point control, or COF as it's commonly known. So you just hold the zone, you gain points. Team with the most points at the end wins. It's different strategies than last time. Here you're gonna want a lot more like area control builds. Not so much like not so brawly as before, because payload it can be pretty brawly. Also, this map does tend to have like a good mix of high and low ground. So
What the fuck, dude? Someone just sent a video. The general.
anyways,
Starting.
okay, here we go.
It's so funny, bro.
Alrighty, so we got blue team spawning north, to the north, and we've got a red team flying in quickly onto point.
Yeah.
Blue team is a bit more organized this time and everything. Oh, and we have a laser scythe this time. Ooh, laser scythe manages to land a good secondary fire, manages to pick off their Super Ball. Very good pick. Actually, they managed to get 2, which is really good. That means that red is hurting here.
Looks like we got basically the same comp.
Okay. So DD Perth, this is the casting staff guy. Recommendation if you ever end up seeing this video, casting staff is not a close range weapon. For at least from my experience and everything, you really should be playing next to your minigun, pretty much. Either next to your minigun or to your supports. You should not be the first one on point, especially not against Stormveil Hammer.
Basically the same comp.
They do manage to pick off their support here. We have the guitar going after the Stormveil and the burst rifle. Ooh, they managed to pick off the burst rifle. Oh, and we've got shotgun coming out. Okay, shotgun's pretty good here. There's a lot of small pieces of cover and everything. Oh wow, yeah, no, blue's doing much better performance here. They're just shredding red's team.
I'm proud of them already.
They're very.
It might be because of the having one central point to control on, because it's so open and there isn't the high ground that they can take advantage of. Red manages a good pick though. Blue's trying to hold on to the point. DD Perth trying their best, but can't pull it off. Casting staff, you have very low health, so you die quickly. Laser scythe going up against the burst rifle. This is honestly just a gamble of how well either of them can aim. Blue team has managed to go over this high ground point, and I think this is where we're going to see some pretty impressive plays from them.
In the game.
So we can see Minigun sitting up here, pressuring the Banhammer, draining the shield's resources.
Not supposed to be in
Scythe in the back line, trying to not die. Dies, sadly. Just didn't have enough sustain. But we are getting a flank out of blue here. It is from the...
If
What
anyone
player is
in
this?
The game that's not supposed to be in the game. Can you leave? I need to join back.
Actually, hold on. I think it's the Bloxicola. Yeah, the Bloxicola is going for flank here.
This is gonna be a W game.
Minigun does go down, but Guitar up top, dropping down, pressuring them. And, yeah. I mean, they've managed to get a couple of kills so far, but, boy, not much success overall. Okay, so Point has moved to this underside cave. Red is going in directly onto the point. Blue is going to go up top. Very interesting decision. Honestly, it's one of the few ways you can actually attack this point. You either have to go up, or you have to go from the little side entrance, or from one of the other entrances. But both the smaller entrances at the foot of this mountain are both choke points. And as you can see here with Max Gun, she's just gonna get absolutely mulched. Actually, most of blue is just getting shredded here, and it's the hammer is doing so much work. Paired with the support and the burst rifle, it's just dishing out so much damage that, as you can see here, they have to run double support, which lowers the amount of output that they damage output they can have. Alrighty, Shotgun going for pick. Shotgun does not get the pick. Shotgun actually almost dies here. Shotgun does die. Okay, not bad. Minigun running away from a Super Bowl. Super Bowl grappling hook is definitely an option. Yeah, but as you can see here, Red's power to be able to just hold an area so strong, partly because of the hammer, partly because of the incredibly high healing from Staff of Life, and because of the burst rifle player. All of this time that Blue has been fighting and getting kills and everything, they've managed to rack up an extra 20 points, and just now are they starting to assault the point. And even then, all of Red is funneling back in, and as you can see here, as soon as Red gets here, it just shreds them. They do pop remixes, though, so that's good, but the point has changed, so they get a couple of kills, and they've had to burn 2 remixes. Staff of Life getting a little bit cocky here, always fun to see. Ooh, Shotgun in their back line. Shotgun's gonna get away scot-free. Laser Scythe going in, trying to get a couple points. Ambitious? Definitely. He's gonna go and wait up top for flank. Bloxy and Shotgun trade. Bit of a hard hit, mainly because Bloxy is the main healer here. And we got an airstrike coming out. It doesn't really do much, but it does split a blue. Minigun has been pushed to this right side here. Blue and the rest of blue has been pushed to this side here in front, next to the whatchamacallums. Next to red. Blue groups up a bit more, but they're gonna have Shotgun dropping in on their head here. The Minigun is just taking so much damage from the Super Ball and from the Shotgun. DD Perth about to get ambushed. Yep. Yeah, the Shotgun just goes crazy on this map. I think they might be running compression Shotgun, which gives you more range.
Christ, dude, Hungry Hippos commanding so much space right now.
Yeah.
Honestly,
as the commentators are saying, is the weapons are so incredibly strong, and the fact that the tank commands so much presence, and they basically have to dedicate so many resources to dealing with tank that they don't have enough resources, let alone mental bandwidth to keep track of the Shotgun and especially the grappling hook Super Ball, and so all their supports just keep falling over, which means that the tank falls over, which means that the whole team falls over.
Team deathmatch and playing away from each other.
They do manage to get Blue manages to good anti-heal here. They almost managed to get a kill. Keep an eye on the Shotgun guy. He's gonna become a porn again. He manages to get away with just a tiny bit of health. Guitar gets on point. Already managed to get a kill on, I'm not sure what player that is. Shotgun gets a kill on their tank. Scythe trying to chase him down. No success, though. They do manage to get the hammer down, but the point has changed, and so they lost all of that zone control.
Yes, saying. I think what they're gonna really need to do is like
Shotgun
find a
keeps
good way to
escaping.
make their maker more secure. Like maybe a tank
Yeah,
swap.
Red's already got full control here.
Maybe another
Atmos.
healer. Yeah,
Not biased.
Atmos.
Not biased at all.
Atmos.
Alrighty, let's see how this is going. Okay,
Lockout
Hammer's just
could actually end up
absolutely shredding here. As you can see, they've got the entirety of blue here.
Get familiar with it.
He isn't phased.
You're gonna see Stormveil
Okay, he is a bit phased. It's not
away,
invincible, but
everyone's
still.
putting pressure.
You just resist so much damage that they're able to pop airstrike.
Aerial.
Airstrike leads to max dying, and max dying means that Blue's a bit hurt here. They're to give them credit, they are controlling this point pretty damn well.
One should be
But-
called Big Boom or some shit, bro.
Yeah.
People keep calling it aerial
No,
strike, like
they just keep falling apart one by one.
Okay, how about we
Yeah, Blue just doesn't have enough damage to actually threaten the burst rifle and especially the shotgun. They can just, well, mostly the burst rifle and the Super Ball. The shotgun is playing as a flanker. They're doing their own thing. But yeah, no, they don't have enough damage output, and the fact that they have Stormveil and Red knows that the Stormveil is taking care of most of the team's attention, the burst rifle and the Super Ball can kind of just fire away and shred the entirety of the blue team, and they're probably not going to die because they have the I'm sorry, I'm a bit congested. They have the entirety of the rest of Red team.
We're not gonna need that call out, bro.
Dude, boombox is only big booms if you use like rebound with it.
We do manage to pick off the shotgun, so pretty. Oh no, that wasn't. That was the Super Bowl, I think. Zone changes again. We got half a minute. If they got someone on the point right now, they might be able to start racking up points. But yeah. Minigun tries to go for a kill, but no success, and Minigun just gets flanked. P falls over. Casting staff falls over here, and as you can see here, the burst rifle, Blue can't pressure the burst rifle. Their weapons just aren't suited for it. So they're spending all of this time chasing this dude, and the timers run down by an extra 5-10 seconds while they're doing that. Well, Slam Dunk gets the thing low. They're trying to get on point. Okay, Laser Sight doing a admirable effort here. They pop Crimson Katana. I think that's going to be the end of the blue. And the airstrike pretty much secures it, yeah. Laser Sight doing their very best. If they had landed that on somebody, they might have stayed alive, but blue just falls over here. And that's going to be a 3-0 for Hungry Hippos, I believe. So congrats to the 3H team. Nat 20, bummer. You do have potential, though, as a team. To everybody who watched this, thank you very much. I know it's slightly different than what I tend to do, but I want to try to experiment. This is also good analysis for me and for my competitive team, so I can learn a bit more about what we need to do and how we should play and everything. So, yeah, thank you all for watching. The next video should probably be totally accurate Battlegrounds spectating like I normally do. This weekend might be something slightly different. If I can, I think I might not be able to make a video this weekend, but we'll see. Yeah, anyways, thank you all for watching. If you're new to this channel, check me out down below, or join my Discord, or even better, find me on Metafy and you can hire one-on-one coaching session with me. Pretty much most games I can help you with. And yeah, thank you all for watching. Ciao.